Morning. Today is Friday, October 3rd. Today's verses come from James chapter 1, verses 12 through 15. James is writing here to a group of 12 tribes that are scattered about the area. I'll read it first and then dive in. So, what he says starting in verse 12 here is, "Blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to those who love him. Let no one say when he is tempted, I am tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he himself tempt anyone. But each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own desires and enticed. Then, when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is full grown, brings forth death." So a lot to unpack there. Verse 12, "Blessed is the man who endures temptation, for when he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to those who love him." Each line here carries so much weight to me. Blessed is the man who endures temptation. Temptation is going to happen. I think sometimes we confuse temptation with tribulation, where tribulation is going to happen, right? We go through trials and tribulations, and it strengthens if we allow it. If we use our free will to allow it to strengthen, it will strengthen our faith, right? Our belief in God, our trust in God, our relationship with God. Temptation isn't from God. Temptation is from Satan. Temptation comes in a plethora of ways, and I think the further we go in life, the further the world continues to move, the more temptation there is. We have more accessibility to temptation than we ever have. But again, it says here, "Blessed is the man who endures the temptation, for when he has been approved, he will receive the crown of life, which the Lord has promised to those who love him." So enduring that temptation and not giving in to that temptation is a huge step in, again, here receiving the crown that the Lord has promised. I love this next verse 13 here. "Let no one say when he is tempted, I am tempted by God. For God cannot be tempted by evil, nor does he himself tempt anyone." Again, that temptation is from Satan. It's not from God. God is not tempting us to make a mistake. That is from Satan. That is something that we have to pray through and work through and believe through to overcome that temptation. 14, "But each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own desires and enticed." And it goes into 15 here, but our own desires, the desires of the world versus the desires of the Lord. Those are two, those are antithetical. And then 15, kind of rolling off of 14 there, "Then when desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin, and sin, when it is full grown, brings forth death." That is a heavy, heavy line there, because I think, again, temptation, coming from our own desires, it can seem insignificant. But when you read this and it says desire has conceived, it gives birth to sin. Sin gives way once it's full grown, brings forth death. Those little temptations, these little desires, these little steps in the wrong direction can give birth to full blown sin. And that is what, again, I think why we should continue to just battle against the temptations we have. And temptations come again in a variety of ways. So, very powerful there. Again, that's James chapter 1, verses 12 through 15. Hope everybody has a great Friday. God bless you. God loves you.